welcome to Move, Leadership in Motion. We're currently looking at what we call here at Hope the growth formula. It's how the process we have of creating ministries that are growing and healthy and moving folks forward. Last time we talked about the vision. Today we're going to be talking about the plan. Because a vision without a plan is a pipe dream. And so the plan is, how do we begin to put together the process to realize the vision?
Absolutely. So you want to look at resources. I mean, that's one of the first things that we tend to look at is what resources are going to be required to attain this vision. And of course, resources, immediately our brain goes to money. You know, what are our financial resources? But the reality is that there are a wide variety of resources that we need to examine. We need to look at people. We need to look at space. We need to look at time. And of course, finances do play into that as well.
The other thing we want to look at in the planning is that depending on how big the vision is, sometimes a vision is a BHAG. It's a big, hairy, audacious goal, and it's going to take years and years to realize. And then there are those that are much more short-term. So it's looking at time frames of what do we need to do right now, what is kind of a mid-range part of the plan, and what is the ultimate plan. And so we start with the end in mind, with the total vision accomplishment, and then move backwards in time to where we currently are.
Yeah. We also like to remember that we need to be flexible. You know, that we have a general idea of time frames and things like that, but you know, sometimes it can't be in concrete. You just got to be willing to go with it.
Stuff happens.
Yeah, it does. And sometimes things get moved up more quickly, and sometimes things get pushed out a little bit further. And none of those are deal breakers. Those are all just part of the process.
Another part of the plan is in these times of flexibility and changing realities that just happen as you are pursuing a vision, is discerning when something is a challenge that needs to be overcome and we're just going to have to work harder or work around this thing, versus a challenge that comes that's really a game changer, where we need to reassess, do we have the right vision in place, is the plan still viable, and so forth. And so that's part of the process as well. Don't be surprised when you bump into those times of having to assess just that. Is this a game changer of we need to really step back and look at the whole thing again, or is this just one of those times where we're all going to have to work a little bit harder and a little bit smarter and so forth to get through this challenge?
I feel like our Alpha Ministry is a great example of that. For years, we knew we wanted to have an Alpha Ministry, but just one thing after another was not right. You know, the video thing wasn't fitting right with the style that we had in mind, and we just, 2 or 3 different people had stepped up and shown an interest in leadership, but then changed their minds, and so it just kind of got postponed and postponed and postponed. But then the right people showed up, new videos were produced, everything fell into place, and we were ready to run, and it was a fantastic success, and we've been doing it ever since. But that was one of those, like, hey, we have this vision. We know that Alpha is going to be a great tool for us to use to reach out and invite people in. But it didn't happen on the initial timeline we thought it would.
So once you've developed a vision, working on the plan is the next part of it. And this may take time. And so don't rush the plan. Take the time that you need, that the people in your church or on your team need, to be able to feel confident that you'll be able to realize the vision, and that the planning takes time constraints in mind, which is really going to be what we're going to talk about in our next session as we look at the meaning, what we talk about as part of the growth formula, the discipline. So that'll be in our next video. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us here at Hope Church.